I was just about to put a 55-inch Samsung TV on the bench, and then the postman turned up with something. I don't want to play with this now. Hello. Tonight I'm supposed to be looking at a 55-inch Samsung, but I'm not. Only because of a slight technical problem. So it means this was going to be after the 55-inch Samsung. This is obviously a DVD recorder, and it is a Panasonic. And this is for me because it's one of my favourites. DVD recorders are now getting ridiculously cheap. Well, the faulty ones are. And if you can fix them for a couple of quid, they're worth it. This is DMR EZ45. And they're really good. I repaired one of these about 5 or 6 years ago, and I still use it, not every day, but I use it quite often to do some duplication from VHS to DVD, or the other way around, and it's just here. So it should be one of these. It is that one, the very same. These are good machines, very good machines. Of course it's an eBay, so it doesn't mean that it's just going to be a power supply problem. Apparently this is dead, no power, which is hopefully going to be about 4 or 5 caps, couple on the power supply and a couple sporadic elsewhere. We'll have to take the board out on this to do it properly. But of course, as you never know with eBay, because I could open this up and find that the DVD RAM assembly has been tampered with and the VHS has been tampered with, but I'm looking for I'm thinking to myself, what should I be doing next? I've got to look for a mains lead to plug it in. That would help. It may just be stuck on please wait. I can't really remember. In fact, I think it is supposed to be stuck on please wait. Little spoiler alert, you do find out later on that this machine does have a very dim display. There is a chance that the display is coming on with please wait now, but I don't think so, but there's a chance. Let me just double check that we do have some alternating current coming through that machine, or coming through the lead. Yes. So it's totally dead. I don't know why I thought at the last minute it was going to be stuck on please wait. It should be completely obvious. When we take the lid off, which 4 or 5 capacitors have gone. It's not an easy tear down, especially if you haven't done it before. There's a You know, the hard drive's got to come out, the DVD RAM assembly has got to come out, there's a few brackets that have to come out, the HDMI, because even though it's an old machine, it is HDMI. Whoopie-doo. Well, actually, it's good that it's HDMI. Still makes it kind of current. Right, lid off. Keep forgetting, I've moved the camera. Can you see? Well, there's one in shot already. There's another one just there. Any more down there? Another one there. I'm sure there's going to be more under the DVD RAM assembly. Gotta be. Real pain. Anyway, the first of the caps coming out, 680 and 6.3 volts. That's worth noting, as well as the three caps that I've pointed out, I'm replacing one that hasn't got a bulging top, and it's this one here. They used to be known as bootstrap caps. They're kind of responsible for kick-starting the whole thing into oscillation, and even though I'm not sure that this one's dead, in the past, if ever you've replaced all the caps on a Panasonic DVD recorder and it's still dead, it's always this cap. It's only a 33 microfarad at 35 volts, so even though it doesn't look like it's blown its top, you may see some discoloration around the capacitor and around that board in general because it's next to the main IC. That gets really hot, so I would imagine there's a good chance that this capacitor is dry, if not running dry. So while I'm here, why don't I just whip it out? You may have noticed I've repaired quite a few DVD recorders over the last couple of months or so. Some of them were just eBay challenges, but some of them are models that I want to keep for myself. And the fact is they're coming up so darn cheap at the moment, and I'm talking under 10 quid including postage for faulty ones. This is slightly different. I mean, a little sideline to what I do is DVD transfers, so from VHS to DVD. These machines do it really well, and they don't put the Panasonic thumbnails on there. Well, they do, but there is a little option in the menu to take that out, so it just does a clean feed transfer, and they always come out really well, and these machines are so tough. This machine cost me £39, including postage, in its faulty state, but at the moment I'm panicking because I've plugged it in, and as you can see, I've got no display. Nothing is coming up. But then I hear a clunk, which makes me realise that the machine is actually powered on, and then I just put the fascia back in because I hadn't put it in correctly. I just push it forward, and then all of a sudden you can see a very dim, one of the dimmest I've probably seen in quite some time, but with all the lights off you can just make out that it is saying please wait. So this has got a very dim display, but that's something I can replace in the future, because these display modules are actually built into the fascia. So one day somebody will be selling one of these really cheap that's got a knackered mainboard or something in that can't be fixed, and I'll just take the fascia from it, because not all of these are dim. A lot of the Panasonics are, but not all of them. Anyway, so doing some tests. First of all, it's always the Lovejoy test. Got to stick a Lovejoy DVD in to see if we get some sort of picture. And the answer to that is, well, I say to get some sort of picture. I'm just making sure now that I've got the machine powered up, even though with a dim display, that it starts to read the discs. And it does. It reads the Lovejoy disc straight away. But of course it's a recorder, so there are some blank media I need to test it with. I'm not going to bore you with too many, but a quick test of a DVD -R. So out comes Lovejoy, in comes a blank DVD-R. They're the ones that I use for doing copying, always the blank labels so the customer can write on. And it reads it almost straight away, so there's no problem with that. Next thing to do is just do a quick run through of the Freeview channels. I just have the local mux. There's a transmitter which is just a few hundred yards up the road. It doesn't have all the channels, but it picks up enough. I think in total it picks up about 90 here, bearing in mind that this is not an HD machine, so it's not going to be picking up any HD channels, and it's on the local satellite mux. So the fact that it picks up 90 is fine. I'm just about to set the clock manually because it didn't do it in the Freeview section. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden, look who turns up. Look who turns up at, well, it must be something like 8:45, 9 o'clock. And she's hungry. So she's going to sit down here and give me those tired and hungry eyes. And she's also going to do some cat testing. So what can I do? I mean, it's a shame that the display is so dim. I did panic for a bit when I plugged it in and I got nothing whatsoever. There is a chance that when I plugged it in at the very beginning of this video, it also was so dim we couldn't see. I don't think so, but there is a chance. Look, she's closing her eyes now and pretending to be tired and hungry, so I've got to feed her. The other thing I need to do is just a quick VHS test, because of course it is a VHS machine as well as a DVD machine. First time around it didn't seem to go in terribly well, but second time it was fine. I don't know what this program is on VHS tape. Anybody knows? Let me know in the comments. Not that I'm really interested, but at the same time I'm kind of interested. But the VHS seems to play flawlessly, and that seems to be okay. Just done a pause test. That's something we used to do ages ago. If you got good heads, you got a fantastic pause. There we go, the perfect VHS pause. Who watches VHS these days? Yeah, just me and the cat. I better go and feed her then. Thanks for watching.